pick up mics.
I picked up all the mics.
Yeah.
I picked up the mic.
There you go. Congratulations.
Tim's looks like he has a club in his hand.
Because it's the snowball
I'm kind of
mic.
jealous.
It's the snowball mic. It's what we got to deal with until I finish getting equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also to keep you in line.
Well, someone's got to keep me in line.
Tim's
There you
family
go.
made him choose between a gambling addiction and his family. His clubs beat their hearts. I'm saying you killed
So,
your family.
I don't know what that means.
I'm saying you killed your family.
So, Witcher 3. It's a next-gen game.
I haven't played the second or the
It's in
third.
Game Informer. I have the second one on my computer.
The second one doesn't look bad, but I haven't played it yet.
It's a good game. You should try it at least.
All right, Tim says it's good.
I bought it.
So that means you're not going to buy it.
No, I've been thinking about buying it.
I bought it on Steam. It was like $7.50. Though I don't know what it is on consoles. We could find out, or how much it is for consoles. We could find
Probably
out though.
60 bucks.
No, no, that game's been out for a while. I don't know about 20. Let us find out.
Hey, there's some money in there.
Oh, never mind, I want it.
Not even like credit cards in here. So
Let us find out.
just receipts.
Oh, I do like receipts.
Hey, Skylanders Giants.
Witcher 2. That's the PC's $20. The Xbox version's 30 new, 25 used. And that is for the King's Enhanced Edition. King's Enhanced Edition comes with an original soundtrack, a world map, a handbook, and yeah. Let's see. Check availability. Let's go with pre-owned. Or would you rather I search for a new copy? Or are you racing me?
No, I'm looking at a different website. You can't look at two websites at once.
I could if I wanted to.
All right, well, why didn't you do it?
Because I don't want to.
Best Buy also has it for the same exact things you're saying, as does Amazon.
Yeah, so there.
All right.
And it shows as in stock used at White Marsh, at our local GameStop.
Their local GameStop.
Not Tim's local game.
Nope.
Wait, are you planning to buy it?
I played it. So,
Well, then, what's the matter?
because we're talking about local GameStops.
Fine.
Because apparently he wants to be particular that it's not his local GameStop. Because I'm sure everyone listening was riveted to find out. I was too.
Howard's apparently quite riveted.
I was riveted. I'm still fucking confused as to why Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 for Xbox is still like $35. I'm not even kidding. That's used.
It can be that if it wants.
I was thinking about buying it again if it was cheap enough. Sure as shit ain't cheap enough, I'll tell you that much. That was ridiculous. Is Iron Fist in this sequel?
The second one sure is.
Okay. I know I got the...
Depending on which route you choose.
I know I got...
You can get the non-enhanced edition on Amazon. On eBay for like $15.
What was the enhanced edition?
The one you just described.
It didn't... The GameStop never listed an enhanced edition for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2.
I'm talking about The Witcher.
Oh.
I'm talking about a game that we were sorry.
Well, we had moved on, so I was confused.
Well, Marvel 2 stinks.
Whatever.
Lies.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
It's not as good as the first one,
No.
but I still liked it. I found the DLC that I downloaded for Magneto, Black Panther, I think Storm, like some other people.
Amazon has a copy for $89.99.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
To his cart now.
Used $24.99. Discs only.
Oh, you can use them as frisbees.
Why is this game so expensive?
That's what I want to know, man.
Apparently,
Because
I
you,
kept it.
cause you know,
$2 comes in with game only with generic CD case.
Jesus.
Hey, at least the CD case is generic.
Yeah, the only versions that GameStop sells of Witcher 2 is the Assassins of King's Enhanced Edition, which I think there actually is more than just the collector stuff. I think there's gameplay changes too.
I think they tweaked the gameplay, and there might be like an extra.
There is, let's see, Xbox 360 features. Compared to the initial award-winning PC release, the 360 edition will feature lots of new and exciting content, additional hours of gameplay for the 360, new major adventures set in previously unseen locations, expanding the story and introducing new characters, mysteries, and monsters. All new animations and cutscenes, including a new 3.5-minute pre-rendered cinematic. What?
Nothing, don't worry about it. Nothing that concerns you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Designed specifically for Xbox 360. Game camera and targeting have been redesigned. Upgraded.
Is everyone naked?
Pad controls. I know there's like a sex scene in
I'm
it.
gonna get naked right now.
You do what you got to do.
No.
Oh well, apparently Howard said no, so I don't.
We have to double duel with your clothes on.
Ow.
I want double duel to mean Fire Emblem, not
Also,
crossing
it's not
swords.
just one scene. There are multiple scenes.
I know, isn't there a scene where some
there's
lady
one-
like magics her clothes off?
There's one major scene, yes, but it's.
I
not
just like how he talks like this.
It's not. It's not relegated to that one scene.
Oh. So every scene back to back to back to back.
Just about.
So as
Sex rampage.
we've gone.
Witcher 2 Sex Rampage.
There you go.
Edition.
Hey, my characters in Fire Emblem are making the sex.
Yeah, I've got almost everyone paired up.
All
It
right.
stinks that Anna only has like 2 people that she could clack boots with.
Yeah, but can she have a child? Not all the females can have children.
Oh.
Like,
I feel bad for her
you
then.
can make them. Well, that are with the story characters. It's weird.
I guess because she's a bonus character, you don't have
Crom
to.
has 2 children.
Handheld gaming.
But only one comes to the future.
No, they both come from the future. Just one you automatically get, the other one you have to do a side quest, but the enemies are usually difficult for some reason.
Back and he's like, "Hey, I'm over here."
Yeah, who's that guy? He's fighting all these enemies by himself. I'm like, not with those stats, he's not. Recruit him and get him out of here.
So tonight on the Digital Reload. Now,
Sex and gaming.
no.
More, please.
PS4 announcement coming soon. Apparently, probably.
You came, you saw, you came again.
New possible, new. All right, Val. New possible specs for the 360, and we're gonna talk mobile gaming, maybe,
Copy,
possibly.
copy.
I don't even know it. We'll find out next on this debacle of a show. Hey, you can keep going. I don't care.
Did I let you borrow this?
No, I bought that.
Oh, okay.
I bought that from.
Record tape traders.
Yeah, there you go. That.
They used to be a thing.
Now there is only one. I think the Towson one.
Wrong. Oh, it's still there.
Yeah,
It's
it
still
is. I was out.
I was gonna say it's still a thing.
Yeah,
there. The one in Catonsville.
the Dundalk one's gone.
Just not a very good thing.
I like the one in Catonsville a lot, but that one is not there.
Yeah, the Dundalk one is gone.
What's a bad place?
Yeah, I think it's a Red Wing shoe place now.
I think it is.
Detroit Red Wings.
Well, I know my old
Must be closed since they're playing hockey again.
my old my old job is a Papa John's now down in Dundalk.
Papa Joanna.
Yeah, Papa Joanna. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Digital Reload, DigitalDailyFix.com's weekly episodic video game podcast here on Spreaker.com. Lots of stuff to talk about, whether it ranges from interesting to but still, got a good amount of stuff to talk about. Some Sony's news, some Xbox news, and maybe some mobile gaming. I'm starting to realize... Yeah, we might. I'm starting to realize that until about E3, what are you doing?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
You want to look at this?
Yeah, okay, I'm
It
coming.
just made me laugh. Doesn't make it's. It's funny because it's a sloth. There you go, Tim.
And I'm just imagining that he said that very slowly.
It took like 3 weeks. I don't know. It's so stupid, but funny.
But I get the feeling that between now and E3, we're gonna be talking about next gen consoles so goddamn much because news is going to be leaking and breaking and left and right. So
That'll be my fault.
did your phone die? What are you doing?
No, it didn't die.
Let's see. PS4 conference. Let's see.
I have 6.
I believe, yeah, that's what it is. So,
Oh, right.
February 20th, Sony is going to have a big press event streamed live on the internet to talk about the future of PlayStation. Reliable sources for various other blogging sites have basically come forward and said this is definitely the PS4. Like, this is nothing else. This is not. Maybe there's some Vita stuff in there. Probably not.
What's a Vita?
Exactly. And
Vita, the Latin word for life.
so maybe there's some stuff involved
Need to
there.
get one.
But mainly they're pretty much saying they're pretty much saying this is PS4. So we're not going to sit here and talk about any specs for the system, anything like that. What I want to get is I want to get people's opinions of what they think this event is going to be specifically, like what it's going to show. So first and foremost,
Hopefully, a giant crab.
how long you think this is going to be? You think it's going to be 30 minutes, an hour,
Probably
2
an hour.
hours? What do you
Probably
think?
an hour and a half or so.
You think an hour and a half? You think this is going to be a big blowout?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to be introducing the PS4.
Okay.
I figure they would at least have spent some time talking about it, at least.
Final Fantasy 13.
So
For some reason, I expect a big tease. It's like, here's this thing.
Well, we'll get to that. I want to try to break this down piece by piece. Lightning in a wheelchair. I'm going to save the world. Or is she old or is she just crippled?
No, she's old.
Okay.
and crippled.
And crippled. Well, yeah, in a wheelchair.
You could say she's crap.
So,
Holy crap, it's a grapple.
do you think we see the system and that they'll actually name, like, it'll like here's the PlayStation 4? Do you think it's called PlayStation 4? Do you think they break from that and call it something
why
else?
bother breaking for it? Let's
Yeah,
just keep
yeah.
going until we have a PlayStation 33 and a half.
Why break numbers?
Okay, so you think PlayStation 4? Do we see the? Do we see the?
PlayStation.
You think it's called? Do you honestly think it's called the PlayStation? Okay.
I'm just making fun of Rambo. And other movies that, like, when they haven't been out for a while, that they reboot it.
And iPad. iPad did the same thing for some reason.
iPad stinks.
So, I assume they would give you some decent information about the PS4. I don't know what they're going to give, but enough to get you interested, and then they're going to try to blow you off your feet at E3 is what I think they
You think there's going to be a price?
Price, not yet, no.
Not until E3.
Not until E3.
I don't even know if E3 will be the
Yeah, I
time.
don't even know if they'll have one there, but
I mean, Nintendo proved you don't really need to do it at E3
definitely
anymore.
no price. I don't think a price.
Okay. Do you think now, as far as I think it's a gimme that they'll show what the hardware can do. Like, if there's anything special with the hardware, if there's now a camera, if there's something new with the controller, I think that gets shown.
Would you have to have a PlayStation Move to use it?
Oh, there's going to be a book that you put your hands over top of.
Hopefully they have the Batwing controller. They bring that back.
With games, though, do you think it's more of a here's Activision to say, or like we have these people working on these games? Do you think there is an actual game that they show, like here's Uncharted 4, or do you think it's teasing? Like, do you think it's more showing the hardware specs, or do you think there's actually, like, they're going to announce something? They're going to announce a title, they're going to show it, and that's going to be the big thing of the conference or of the stream.
I think they might announce at least a game and possibly show a little bit of what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be mostly about hardware.
Mostly about the hardware.
They'll probably show a montage.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it's more like tech demos, or should we
I
expect?
want to see 10,000 ducks in a tub.
I remember that.
And the crab hanging from the roof.
Oh my!
Yep.
Oh, I remember that shit. That was
And a
was that
crab
for the
comes
move?
No, that was for the PlayStation.
Was it just for the straight up
to show
PlayStation?
how much it could render.
Oh, that's right.
You want like 10,000 HD ducks?
Yeah, I want 10,000 HDD ducks.
HDD ducks.
So you're staying low.
High def ducks.
I think
that's
you
what
should-
it stands
I
for.
think you should demand 10 million.
No, I want 100 bagillion
Because I mean,
and 6.
they've
6 September.
they've already kind of showed some next gen
Google Plex.
games. Watchdog was at E3 last year, which they're saying is going to be current and next gen. Star Wars 1313 is the first, I think, confirmed next gen title. So I'm just curious if they're going to show something different. Like, will they come out and be like, "Hey, here's Uncharted 4, here's Metal Gear 5, here's
Call of Duty.
here's Call of Duty." I actually think the next iteration, like this year's Call of Duty, is a next gen title. Because last year Activision already had their conference, like not their press conference, their phone conference that they usually have. And last year when they announced Call of Duty, they said, "Here, we're going to have Call of Duty. It's going to be Black Ops 2." They actually had like a good amount of details. All they said this year is like there will be a Call of Duty game this year, and that was it. Like, they did not say anything. So I have a feeling because they already launched, they already had one ready for launch at Xbox. I have a feeling the next Call of Duty is going to go straight to next gen and be a launch title for both systems. What do you think?
Yes.
Every system out there will get this game.
Oh, every system, yeah. But I think the first time we see it is going to be on the next gen systems, not on the current gen. Like, it'll be out for current gen systems because there's.
Come out for both.
Oh yeah, like it
It'll
won't
be like that weird time where they have games on both.
Yeah,
Like PS2, PS3.
because they
I
know.
probably hope I get it for my Vita.
I mean, they know that.
And you can play it in 42 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, these systems are going to push between $400 to $500. They know that while they'll have some of the hardcore early adopters, there's plenty of people that are not going to jump on it right away. So
Any need to.
there's going to be a need to keep some of these games on current gen for at least another year or something. What is that? Oh, is that a new one now?
No,
Okay.
it's not a text. I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those.
So this is, you think it's mainly a hardware thing? Games, don't know. Like, is there any, like, if you could think of a game that would be something they would show to try to keep people excited? Do you have any idea what you think that would be?
I think if they want to get someone really excited, I think it would have to be like an Uncharted 4
or at least something from Naughty Dog?
or
Yeah.
something just big, like I don't know what PlayStation's popular franchises are besides possibly Uncharted,
Yeah.
because that's the only one I like.
Well,
That's very
anything
true.
from Naughty Dog, really, because they had some franchise for each generation.
Weren't those
Sony.
guys who originally made Crash Bandicoot?
Yep.
They
They've
make,
come a long way.
yeah.
Crash Bandicoot. They
Jack and Daxter,
Jack
right?
and Daxter. And then, Uncharted. Now they're doing Last of Us. So whatever it is for the PS4-ish, whatever they give us, I think that would be a good start.
Yeah. Do you think it's likely that they make a launch title? I have a feeling they make a launch window. I don't know if they would necessarily have a launch title ready.
I'm worried in the sense that, what if Last of Us just ends up being a port?
If they port it over.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it launches in May. So,
Yeah.
do you think that, I mean, would it be worthwhile to make it a port?
No.
I don't think it would sell. I don't think that would be a selling point.
It wouldn't, but, it's just one of those things like, But,
yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, here's the thing. I don't have any issues with the PS3 itself. I know it's had issues selling, mainly because it came out at $600. It came out ridiculously expensive. They kind of dug themselves an early grave. They recovered a little bit as they progressed with solid titles and everything. The PlayStation Plus is actually a nice incentive for paying for internet.
Well, I think the lack of price drops recently is what's certainly not helping.
They've had a lot of issues recently.
Okay? That'll confuse people, okay?
I mean, they've had a lot of issues.
Me not to buy a PS3.
They've given the Vita no support. Like that handheld's pretty much dead right now. I mean,
I got my Fire Emblem 3DS right here.
And well, I mean, Nintendo, when they first launched that 3DS, it was in a lot of trouble, but they quickly righted the ship to make it a worthwhile console, and now it's once again it's the handheld.
I've had Fire Emblem for since Friday. I've played it for about 22 hours.
I'm not surprised.
Only 22.
I'm disappointed.
I played it for an hour and a half at work last night.
But
I still got all my work done.
But I mean, lately Nintendo has.
He didn't fall over.
Lately, Nintendo has dug themselves.
It's not funny. I fell down the steps this morning and bruised my ass.
That is actually kind of funny.
Well, no, I didn't go to work today because I couldn't get up for a while.
That sucks. So,
Did you
like,
move yourself?
No, but I did.
Sony's had some issues recently, like with the Vita marketing, with a lot of negativity based on the price drops and everything else. They've also had huge drops in sales. A lot of people feel the PlayStation 4 is a make or break for Sony.
I hope that when they announce this PS4, I hope maybe they'll drop some PS3 price a little bit.
I mean, right now they're doing more bundles. I actually just when I went to GameStop to check The Witcher, that new white PS3 that comes with a year of
games with it or something.
Comes with 3 games now. Comes with Infamous 2, One of the Little Big Planets, and the latest Ratchet and Clank, the 4-player Ratchet and Clank game.
You guys got that Infamous thing yet?
Yeah. Which I mean,
I
that's
think I do
that's
have
not bad.
Infamous 1 still.
Infamous 1 was good. I enjoyed that game. 2, I just couldn't get into the way I did 1.
I think there were too many calls.
So, right now, if you had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, interest level for the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, you say 4 out of 10.
0.
1.
I'm the generous one here. Wow.
In all honesty, is there anything they could do? And if so, what is it to raise that interest level?
I
don't know what they can really do.
Without seeing it, I don't think I can honestly say what would raise my interest. Just reading stuff about it doesn't do enough for me. So,
but I mean, no,
I'll actually see it.
Well, no. That's fine. But I'm saying like if they were to come out and say Uncharted 4, does that raise your? I'm talking about like that. Like what is it?
No, because I don't know how much the PS4 is going to cost. Price also has a big factor for me. First of all, and I don't even know. I doubt it's going to be backwards compatible, which also hurts my business.
Yeah, because I mean, I know we've talked about the Wii U and that, and everybody here that doesn't own one yet has said it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It sounds like for some of you, it's a matter of if for the PS4, or it's a matter of no.
Well, you got to think. The only reason I never bought a PS3.
Yeah, I mean you're going to be buying a PS3 just this year.
Yeah.
I mean I'm not expecting anybody to get it at launch.
Sony doesn't have any like big name titles where I have to be like, I have to have a PS3. If Josh didn't have one, I would have never played Uncharted.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, but I'm not going to buy a PS4 just so I can have to play the next Uncharted.
You could always just borrow his PS3 and play Last of Us.
I could. But I have a couple of games I would like to play.
Yeah. Plus, I think he uses that as a pretty consistent Blu-ray player. So
Yeah, he does.
He can live without watching movies.
he watches.
He does use Netflix a lot, so.
Yeah.
That's what he's got his 360 for.
So, are you interested in seeing what they're going to do on the 20th?
Yeah, I'm always interested to see what they do,
Mm-hmm.
but I will not be getting one.
There is nothing they could do to convince
There's
you.
no first party game that makes me want to play it at all.
Not Uncharted.
No.
Not Last of Us.
Well, that's on PS3, so.
Well, I'm sorry. I meant to Sony in general.
Oh, I'm gonna play that game, but my girlfriend has a PS3.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you don't have to worry about
I
that.
don't need to. If she buys a PS4, fine. I'll probably buy 1 or 2 games for it, but she probably won't. Because our next console purchase is going to be a Wii U, probably on Christmas.
Also, I have to buy PS3 so I can actually open Demon Souls.
So is the next Xbox a matter of when, or is that also an if?
I think that's pretty much just the console that I chose.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick with that.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that everybody here generally has
Everybody.
it.
I mean,
Okay.
everybody. If I bought a PS3, I wouldn't be able to play any games with anybody.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So.
He said pretty much. He didn't say absolutely.
And what console did you buy Borderlands 2 for?
360.
So
That's because what you all had it for, so, you know.
Yeah.
Well, how many friends do you have on PS3 compared to Xbox?
Not as much.
Yeah.
Just the social aspect of 360
Is what's gonna gravitate you towards it regardless.
And that'll be something that Sony should probably work on for the PS4.
Is their online and their social stuff?
Yeah.
They are really weak in that department for the PS3. At
I mean,
least.
it's free, but it's bare bones. So
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, the paid version of it is interesting, but they need to work on the whole social aspect of it. It's not a social friendly system. So that leads to Xbox 360 or Xbox Next rumors. Durango, did you guys get a chance to look at that article?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't read it all, but, you know, more like skimmed.
Okay. I mean, that's
Do you
fine.
have a job?
We're not. I mean,
I'm gonna back him.
we're not going to talk about specs. I don't think that's really
No.
a point of interest. It didn't seem. Yeah, I mean, based on what
It's
this,
gonna have a Hemi.
it's going to be built Ford tough.
Dodge.
It's going to be a 12.
Dodge Ram. So, how do you feel about a Kinect being bundled with every system? That it's no longer an optional piece
The
of
fact that it's
hardware.
mandatory. I'm not a big fan of that right now, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, I guess it depends on what it does.
Yeah.
Because apparently, I mean, let's face it, the Kinect was an okay working add-on piece of hardware that just kind of does neat stuff, but isn't pivotal. But isn't pivotal to the system.
I think Microsoft's trying to watch me, and I don't like that.
So you're gonna always feel like somebody's watching you.
Yeah. I'm gonna have that song playing in the background.
Hey, don't worry.
Just repeat over and over.
You'll be watching that
It's a
too.
nice add-on, but I don't have mine anymore. So
Yeah, I don't have mine anymore. I mean, that was the thing.
Besides, you're not going to be the one that's creepy. They are, as you're masturbating on
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't get it. You're gonna get it.
He's gonna make sure every time he turns on that Xbox, he's naked. He's center camera, and he's like legs spread out, and he's just like, "All right,
Dance Central.
let's get some gaming going." I got my joystick ready.
Apparently, I'm a deplorable
Swinging
human
my
being.
dick to the beat.
Fruit Ninja with my dick.
I'm gonna make sure to take a Viagra too.
Why do you gotta take a Viagra?
Take a lot of it.
You just want to make sure that it's. You just want to make sure that it's like up at attention. You don't want it to be camera shy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just hope it doesn't last over 4 hours.
Wearing a pair of socks.
Well, I'll be wearing socks on my feet, of course. I never take socks off.
Well, no,
once I'm
the
showering.
sock's going to hold his penis, and then he's going to let go of the sock.
No. I'm just saying he's naked except for he's wearing socks.
Yeah, of course. I'm a gentleman. Come on.
You wouldn't want to slip.
From what you read, was there anything else of interest out of the breakdown of the Xbox Next?
I mean, it's just
It's a lot of tech stuff.
It's the next piece of hardware.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of tech stuff. The only noticeable thing for me is that they're making the Kinect mandatory.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a better version of a Kinect, but it's still a Kinect.
I'm glad that there was.
At least they're trying to force that thing down people.
I mean,
You have to have this.
apparently it's significantly improved to what I mean, I know they explain to what detail it can kind of do, but until it's in front of you and you get to see it firsthand, there's really all you're going to continue to think is, oh, it's that thing that I go Xbox.
It was kind of neat when I had it like Mass Effect 3.
Mm-hmm.
I could yell out commands, and it worked. The voice recognition was pretty decent. I mean,
Yeah.
the camera was so good, but
Yeah, the camera's kind of shit.
I mean, being able to just tell my squad mates instead of going into that rotary menu and doing all that, I could just say, this, Garrus, this.
Garrus, pelvic thrust.
And he'll do it. So, I like that part.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and if it's integrated deeper into the mechanics of the Xbox, maybe
Short character, machine gun point.
maybe that will create more interesting and unique experiences in other games other than just yelling at your TV or waving at it.
Xbox, go F yourself.
What do you think about the console multitasking like smartphones do?
Don't need it.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Why am I gonna put a game in hold and then start playing another game? Why don't I just save it? Hey, Brady, you want to play multiplayer? Oh, sure. Let me just put my game on hold. I'm gonna save it, and I'll be right there.
The only time that I see it as like of an instance of value.
Well,
I'm sorry, go on.
If the only value I can ever see in it, like if say you got stuck and you wanted to like go on the internet, because I'm sure it's gonna have a browser at this
Most
point.
people have smartphones and stuff.
Gotta love that Bing.
Bing. So, but usually other people have other resources besides that, so I don't see the point in it doing that. I guess it's a nice feature. I just don't see the point of stopping the game, like putting the game on standby and then going to a different one. I don't see the luxury in that.
Yeah, I mean, if they're trying to push it as like you can play multiple games at once, it's like I don't play multiple games at once. I play a game until I'm done, and then I pop the next game in. I don't sit here and go, man, I wonder what it's like to play XCOM and Borderlands at the same time. But as a counterpoint, the way Nintendo does it, where it's like if you're playing a single-player game and you get stuck somewhere, and you can just hit the home button, bring up the web browser, look up something, go back. And I've had to use that in instances with like New Super Mario Bros. U, where you have to find the secret exit to the level so you can unlock the next branch.
Well, yeah, and that's the only thing I can see it being used for.
That's
I have
cool.
A computer next to my computer's next to all my stuff, so if I need to browse the internet, I have that.
Yeah.
At my fingertips.
Or maybe in an instance where, like, if you're playing a game, your girlfriend comes over and you're going to put Netflix on, you can put the game in a save state, watch Netflix. She leaves. You can go back to where
you can wait.
You can go back to where you were.
I'll save my game, then we can start doing this.
Yeah, but I mean, just the way it was described yeah, the way it's described, I wasn't really all that interested. But maybe they'll show something about it that is a little more interesting. Last thing about the next gen stuff, and we can move on to handhelds. With Sony announcing having their announcement this month, do you think that pressures Microsoft into having an announcement before E3 as well, or can they wait?
At the point that Sony is now, I think they could feasibly wait and be all right.
I think Microsoft will just sit back and wait to see what they have,
and then one up it,
and then prepare accordingly. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not saying like they're going to announce one for the following week. I mean, like Sony does theirs. It's in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. They already have it. Do you think Microsoft is going to follow that up by having their own conference before E3, or do you think they're just going to wait? Like there's nothing. Like, I mean, what do you think?
I don't think there's necessarily a rush for them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I don't. The way Sony is now, as far as their gaming goes, it's not. I don't think they're that big of a threat.
Yeah.
So I think they'll wait one-upmanship and then laugh at them.
Do you think it benefits either or both companies to have a separate announcement event so that E3 can be focused on the games.
I think there's a benefit because that way you can get people excited to find because you'll give them some information, and then they can have some excitement waiting for more, but like in bigger, some more information.
Yeah.
So.
I won't lie, I do prefer my conferences where they tell me, here's what games are coming out for consoles and a giant tech demo.
Mm-hmm.
Because they could do like more of a tech thing, and then at E3 they'd be like, "Man, this is what we got coming out."
Like, here's all the games. I would actually kind of prefer that.
Because that way you're like, "Oh, well, I can see what I can do," and maybe they can show off like a game or two if they have them ready.
Mm-hmm.
Just to show off what they can do, and then you're like, "Oh, that's pretty awesome! I can't wait to find out what more they're going to release." And then bam, E3, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, I think at this point, with the people in this room, I don't think there's anything that can be announced that is going to make the console a day one purchase. I mean, I'm a day one adopter. I know that more than likely I will have the next Xbox the day it comes out. I'm not touching a Sony for a while. I don't really have anything to pull me towards a Sony home console, especially when my tax return comes in and I'm going to be getting a PS3. But Xbox, I can see myself getting day one, so I don't think there's any point in further discussing that possibility of anybody getting it day one, because I don't think there's any instance where anyone else in this room gets it day one, which is not a bad thing. I think around that holiday season anyway, I think a lot of people would rather take that $500 and get multiple AAA holiday release titles than just a console.
Probably.
So, I mean, is there anything that would convince you day one? Yeah, I know, and
zero chance.
I know you by
hey,
law.
Buy a PS4 for $500. For $500, we'll give you a $500 rebate. All right.
Yeah, well, I meant for the 360.
Oh, for like the 720.
Yeah, for the 7 or whatever they're going to call it.
No, I don't think I'm going to buy day one.
Yeah, and there's nothing they could do to convince you otherwise.
I don't need it.
And I know by rule, Tim, you wait a year.
And given the debacle of the Xbox 360, I think I'd wait anyway.
Yeah, and I know you would probably be in the category of waiting.
Yeah.
I think if any console is bought this year by any of you three, it's a Wii U.
Yep.
So
Wii U PU.
the Wii U will get its support. All right, so handheld gaming.
Bomb Awakening is all you need.
Mainly, I just want to talk about individual impacts that it's had growing up for you guys, for everything here. And then once we get to that, I was thinking maybe discussing the introduction of iPods and stuff like that, and has it had an impact? Is it something that companies need to plan for now, so on and so forth. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to discuss how mobile gaming has been for them growing up as a gamer? Like, what was the first handheld you had?
I think Howard and Tim wants to go first.
Let's see.
Was it a basic big brick Game Boy?
Big Game Boy for me.
Yeah, same here.
It was the original Game Boy, Ninja Turtles, Fall of the Foot Clan.
I didn't really play it that much till I got Pokemon Red.
Yeah, that was the first big mobile game for me. Pokemon and Super Mario World and all that.
See, I think my first handheld was
Sega Nomad.
The Gamecom.
was one of those Tiger Electronics, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. And
Oh, you're gonna classify the individual Tiger games. I'm talking about an actual handheld that you
it's
put
still a handheld.
Atari
that you put cartridges in. Don't sit here and try to be the hipster fucking answer. The first thing I had was
Oh.
Tiger Jordan
Oh.
basketball.
The first game I ever played was Card.
Hey, I had
I
those.
did have one of those Power Rangers
Hey,
ones.
I had those
Oh,
too. I had those Tiger games too. But
I
I'm
also had a Game Gear.
I'm
But I
talking.
did have a Game Boy, okay.
Yeah, what was the first like legit?
Played a lot of Super Mario Land on that thing.
Love me some Super Mario Land.
Oh, yeah.
Super Mario Land 2 is pretty good too.
Link's Awakening.
I didn't play Link's Awakening, surprisingly.
I did.
The cool thing about Mario Land 2 was that it was kind of they borrowed some stuff from Super Mario World on the SNES.
and it was wonderful.
Indeed.
It's still one of the best looking games on the original Game Boy, hands down.
Yes. Yeah, I played a lot of the Ninja Turtle side-scrolling beat-em-up games. I had RoboCop on the Game
I
Boy.
also played this Bug Bunny game.
Crazy Castle! Crazy Castle was the shit! I had that on Game Boy. I had that on Nintendo. I fucking love that franchise. That franchise was
They
awesome.
should put the Game Boy version on Virtual Console for the 3DS.
Did you play Woody Woodpecker's Crazy Cat?
Fuck that shit. Fuck Woody Woodpecker. God, no. No, I don't want. Oh God, a sloth.
Sorry.
Is it the same one or a different
yeah,
one?
it's the same one.
Okay.
I just one more laugh.
No, that's fine.
What other games did I play on the outside of Pokemon? So obviously, because we were young, we all were infatuated with Tetris.
I also want to let you know I did not catch them all on the first Pokemon.
I really did play a lot of Dr. Mario as well on the Game Boy.
Yeah, I had a lot of Dr. Mario on there. I played a lot of Tetris on it too. I remember putting Tetris in there all the time. I remember the fucking slider wheel to adjust like the dimness to try to get like more detail out of everything, or to adjust the green.
The brick charger battery pack.
Yeah, that brick. The painful earbuds that they had for that thing. So is Pokemon the big game that everybody remembers as like their first like, oh my god, handhelds are awesome?
Yeah, I would
Yep.
say
No.
Resident Evil.
Not for you.
Yep.
Resident Evil guy.
So for you two guys, for Howard and Brett, it's Pokemon. For you, what is it? Is it Tetris? Is it Mario?
That was Super
Probably Mario.
Land for me.
Yeah.
Oh, the land.
Did you ever expand into other non-Nintendo handhelds? The Game Gear, the Nomad,
No, I didn't play any of the Sega handhelds.
the
You didn't
Game.com.
go with Game Gear and its 6 batteries of glory? Oh man, I did.
I had friends that had the
Nomad
game.
had 8.
I never had the Game Gear. I had friends that had it though when I played
Yeah,
it.
that's how I.
I think I still have a Game Gear.
I never.
I do
played-
too, but the
I
speakers
played-
don't work.
I played their Sonic and I played their Mortal Kombat.
I was more about the Power Rangers fighting game.
Mortal Kombat was the
Oh,
big
Becky
selling
has
point for that.
My girlfriend still has her Game Gear and has the Power Rangers fighting game. And Sonic.
Yeah,
Sonic sucked. It was all about the Power Rangers fighting game.
I remember the big talk of that handheld being Mortal Kombat, and the fact it was the only
It was-
handheld with like close to legit Mortal Kombat with the blood and everything.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I mean, the Game Gear graphically was pretty awesome.
Graphically and tech, it's just the battery life was shit.
Yeah, 6 batteries of death.
Yeah.
And the Nomad had 8, and it was a detachable battery pack. I had a Nomad. I didn't have the Game Gear.
Yeah, anybody that's unfamiliar, the Sega Nomad was essentially a portable device designed to play Genesis games.
Oh, yeah.
Officially licensed, too.
8 batteries or an AC adapter.
Yeah. It was the first one that gave, gamers the concept of playing your at-home games on the go.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
At a price.
And
Oh, yeah.
I
that
remember
that shit was
playing-
balls expensive.
I remember playing Sonic and Knuckles with like Sonic 3 attached to it on the Nomad.
Sonic and Knuckles.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Well, Sega was the land of attachments.
Yup.
I mean, I remember all the pictures that would be spread around the internet of a Genesis with every attachment, like the CD side attachment, the Sonic and Knuckles, the 32X, like all that shit.
I had the Master System attachment as well, where you could play old Sega Master System on old Genesis.
I never had that. I never had the 32X. I got a Sega CD like well after that generation was over, like when I was older and able to afford it. I almost got one when it was like fresh, when it was new, but because I wanted to play Rage in the Cage. I wanted to play WWF Rage in the Cage. God, that game is awful. Didn't we play that one time, Brett?
Maybe. I've done many things.
I think we played that at your house. I think that game was... God, that game sucked. But, trying to think.
But then the Advance came out, and all you could think about was like, ooh, Super Nintendo games on the go.
Yeah, I mean that was the main thing for that. I mean, they introduced color to the Game Boy first, and then they brought out the GBA. Does anybody have any fond memories for consoles outside or handhelds outside of Nintendo. Neo Geo Pocket Color.
I enjoyed that. I really liked that Capcom vs. SNK fighting game.
I wish I could have. I wish every day I could have one of those.
I still feel to this day that handheld had like the best analog stick on any handheld.
I think it had. I would say that. I'd also say it had. It had like the few games it had. Most of them were great. I get just shame it never caught on.
Mm-hmm.
We know Brian had an N-Gage.
I did own an N-Gage. This man came in with a denim jacket.
And a hat.
You gay?
Where Brooklyn at, apparently. Hey, that man can come in wearing whatever he wants. I just respect him for rocking the
I'm rocking the denim today.
rocking the denim and
That's disgraceful.
I have a feeling my ruin is like being plotted over there. Well, that
I wouldn't know anything about it.
I don't know.
Also, Piss was a decent
that,
handheld.
yes.
for me.
Yeah. Once they started laughing and then refused to tell me what they were laughing at, I already realized that that was probably something I'm going to suffer on Wednesday. It's all good. So,
You'll at least see it.
huh?
You'll at the very least see it.
Oh, is that? Are you looking at Perverted Woody?
Yeah, anti-Woody.
Yes.
My Facebook picture, the one with this cowboy hat.
You should. Oh my God. Perverted Woody.
Somebody's pulling.
Yeah, I mean the PSP was a solid one. But overall, I mean Nintendo's kind of been the king of the handhelds
Yep.
Many adventures to the crapper with the PSP, I will say.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
PISPA.
Because when I was working at the last job, played a lot of Final Fantasy duties and whatnot.
Fair enough.
Maybe not at my desk, but when I said, "All right, I'm going to the bathroom," be like in the bathroom for like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Tim takes an awful long time to poop, and he poops quite often.
Are handhelds as big a deal for you now as they were growing up when you were big into Pokemon? I mean, I know we still play Pokemon now, but
Yeah, whenever they release a new
think-
Fire Emblem.
I think it is because when they put out their limited edition the 3DS, it's like, oh, we gotta have that one, like Brett.
Yes, I have the limited edition Fire Emblem 3DS.
yeah. But I mean, in between the Fire Emblems, like, does it still hold your interest and attention as much as it did when you were growing up?
I would say it did. I would say more.
guess, for the most
You say it
part.
does more now than it did when you were
I
growing
do
up?
because when I was a kid, I could only play what my parents bought me.
Mhm.
And now that I'm an adult, I can play whatever I want. So I can play all kinds of stuff. And before I go to bed every night, I usually try to play for like an hour.
Mhm.
So it's just nice to have that because I don't always have time to sit down in front of a TV and play.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to just pick it up and do it.
Do you feel that the introduction of devices like the iPod has taken a chunk out of true handhelds like Nintendo as far as like user base, or has it taken a bite out of their sales and out of what they would have gotten had those devices not been around?
If anything, I would say it was small.
I would say, if anything, it's made it mainstream. If anything, so
Is it? I mean, do you feel it's something? Is it a reason? I know the main reason for like the Vita failing is marketing. Is Sony's own fault. Do you think other things like the iPod are
No,
a
because they're
reason?
different. I mean, the iPods and iOS and Android are just starting to get like big budget games on there.
Well, I don't really count Android yet because that market isn't controlled as well as Apple's.
Because
Apple's
Apple has Square Enix is all over Apple.
Apple polices the shit
At
out
a
of that.
nice price.
And Square Enix is starting.
Which, I mean, if you think about it, they're not that expensive. Final Fantasy Tactics for $17 or whatever. How much would you pay for it on 3DS? $40. $30. So
Yeah, but we're talking about a game that they've re-released
But
several times.
if you have a PSP Go, or if you have the means,
it'd be $20.
it's 10.
It's 10.
It's
Okay.
$10.
I thought it was $20.
No, when I had the Vita,
Well, I bought it when it was on sale.
Yeah.
I bought it when it was like $7.99.
Yeah,
When
it was totally worth it.
when I had the Vita at launch, that game has been $10.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. But no, in other instances, like the other ones they've brought on there, like what, Final Fantasy IV and
A ton of. Well, Square Enix is one of the few companies that's done that.
yeah, The World Ends With You is on there.
They're all very good games. Well, most of them.
Yeah. I mean, there is a hindrance that will keep, I think, that will keep the iPod and everything from being a true replacement or contender, or like a true threat to handhelds like Nintendo, and that's the whole touchscreen controls and everything. It works when there are games that make sense for it, but for something like, I mean, Tactics works okay for it. Tactics is completely acceptable.
but there's some spots that are really hard to reach by touching.
Yeah.
and
You have to like
can't-
rotate the camera and try your best.
And you can't do anything, but you can just keep pressing, hoping you can finally succeed.
But-
in
Yeah.
that spot.
It does
But
work a
another
lot better on the iPad, though.
Another thing is, like, when a smartphone or a device like that tries to put buttons and analog sticks on there, it still doesn't work. It still ends up panning.
Well, yeah. Well, that's because the games have to be built to support it.
I just can't wait for the day that someone's using their iPod and they keep wasting their battery life on playing games, and they have an emergency and they can't use their phone because their battery's dead.
Well, that's why I just have the iPod, not the iPhone. So,
Yup.
but
That is also why I don't have a smartphone.
do you think it is something that future developers of handhelds, like when the day arrives that Nintendo is replacing the 3DS or whatever, are those things that they have to look at, they have to plan against
I don't
the
think
iPods?
so, no.
You don't think that they have to take that into consideration at all?
No, not really. Not yet, at least.
I think Nintendo is starting to liven up to the fact with more downloadable stuff, like releasing their games day one download also, in addition to physical copies. So that's getting adopted. Just downloading stuff onto a system, and it did. Hard drives, flash drive space and all that. They're taking the downloadable game market a little bit, but I don't think it's going to ever replace it. I don't think. Well, because Nintendo didn't really give two shits about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing because we're
Yeah.
Nintendo.
I mean, a lot of people try to make arguments over whether or not iPods and their way of gaming is a
It works
threat.
for a lot of people. They see the thing is that it didn't bite a chunk out really, in my opinion. Well, maybe a little bit, but it just, like Tim said, it made it mainstream. Everybody has games on their smartphone now. It's just more people are playing. It's not weird to walk around. It's not weird to play portable games anymore. Everybody does it. Yeah, whereas
and those
before-
assholes play Punch Out. No.
I can play Punch Out on my 3DS because I downloaded it.
Yeah, me too. I downloaded that.
I mean, I think at this point, iPods and everything, nobody is buying one for the next great Fire Emblem. They're buying it to play Angry Birds because it's something that they can play on the shitter a lot easier than
I bought my
that.
iPod for music and to play those couple-minute quick gaming sessions. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, I bought Tactics because it was more than half price, and I played it for a while. But other than that, I mean, the only other games, I have Angry Birds.
Yeah,
I have
like what hardcore games do you have?
Michael
on it?
McGillicuddy. Plants vs. Zombies, all the stuff that, was made on the system. Punch Quest.
All the quick action
Yeah,
stuff.
none of the games I have, except for Tactics, is something that you sit and play.
Tactics kills the battery.
It sure
Real
does.
quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
So, and it's all games that are specifically designed for this device.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how it's going to be. Primarily for music.
What do you think the future of handheld gaming is? Or are we?
More 3DSs and more iPods.
Those
Hopefully,
Vitas.
hopefully no more Vita, no more PlayStation handhelds.
Well, I mean, like,
I just think the future is Nintendo's going to keep dominating the handheld market.
well, yeah, I mean, they'll definitely do that. I mean, as far as just the technology.
I mean, unless iPod or
a back touchscreen pad thing.
unless iPod's going to do something to adapt to more than just touch screen controls, I don't think that they're going to, like, I mean, they'll still do what they do, but I think it'll just be more for those quick kind of, like, few-minute games.
But for, like, the main handhelds, like Nintendo, like, what is the next thing they could do past the 3DS? You know what I mean? Like, what's the next, like, in your eyes?
I'm always thinking they're having limitations for what they can do as far as, like, specs. But they keep doing more, so I don't know. I don't know what the hell they can do.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, certain companies are coming out and building pocket-sized devices that are capable of streaming or playing PC games. I don't think Nintendo needs to take that route. I don't think handhelds need to be comparable to home consoles.
No, I don't think so either.
And I don't think anyone expects that.
Leaps and bounds better than they were.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expects that. I don't think I mean, there are people that maybe would like to see that, but I don't think anybody's going to be hard. If the next Nintendo comes out and it's not looking like the current consoles, I don't think anybody's going to be like, "Bah! What the fuck?"
I think it would be exactly like that. Bah! Sorry. I wouldn't mind seeing more handhelds as an extension to a home console. Kind of like the way that Sony did it.
Intertwining.
But not in a butt way.
But actually support it.
Yeah, just not in a butt way like Sony did it.
Yeah. I mean, and Nintendo can feasibly do that with the 3DS and the Wii U. I honestly think that could be a workaround for not having multiple game pads work with the Wii U. Like they're saying,
I mean, if you scale down the graphics and put it on and stream it to the 3DS, the only thing that'll suffer is the resolution. They could do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, the resolution wouldn't be as good, but
well, the resolution from gamepad to console isn't as good.
yeah. So I don't see why they couldn't do that. Have one person with a gamepad and a couple people with 3DSs.
Yeah.
Have cross compatibility with like Smash Brothers or Mario.
I feel Smash Brothers is going to be the first game that does the cross compatibility. Maybe Monster Hunter does to some degree. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. It's a March release.
I just think that's the next step.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, Nintendo's probably already thought of that and already working on it. I really have no idea. But yeah. So next episode, because I think we're pretty much at our point. Yeah. Got 2 minutes left, essentially. Talk about Transformers. Talk about the 2 Transformers you dropped off for me.
I'll be sure not to be here next week then.
Nah, we ain't gonna talk about Transformers. I'll look at the list of topics that we have, and we'll figure something out before then. I don't have a topic ready.
Review of Fire Emblem?
We can do one next week. Yeah, it'll be our first review of the year. That's fine.
Like a good one to do.
Stand
Yeah.
by, gentlemen, I'll handle this.
I can help.
So we'll do
Not
that.
as much as you, but
We can
Watch your mouth.
It stinks.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't, but it stinks.
Shut up.
we can review the game.
Never.
I think that'll be good. And then as far as the discussion topic, we'll have it ready by next week. I don't have one right now. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Digital Reload. We will be back next week with another episode. Also, if you haven't checked it out, check out yesterday's Tribe will have spoken. Be sure to,
you get a rose. Matt, on the show, and here's a rose. And Brian, here's a rose.
I was gonna say, did you just put out his tiki torch?
And here I thought next week's topic was, boy, good or bad.
Yesterday. Oh, fuck it. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
My character's a making of sex.
Duh.